That real shit, that real shit, that real shit, that real shit, that real
Yes,
shit,
that real shit,
that real shit, that real shit,
that real shit,
that real shit, that real shit, sports talk. That real shit, that real shit,
that real shit,
that real shit, that real
yes,
shit,
that real shit,
that real shit, that real shit,
that real shit,
that real shit, that real shit, sports talk.
What up, y'all? Coach Smith, aka Mr. Get You Right Up in this motherfucker, man. I want to welcome everybody to the 8th episode of That Real Shit Sports Talk. Shout out to everybody that fuck with me, man. I had to take a little bit of a hiatus, you know. Work got crazy. Get You Right Premier Sports is popping right now, so that's kind of been taking up a majority of my time as far as being able to film these episodes. But now that the football season's back, man, we on and cracking, man. I'm gonna keep this episode real short. I just want to get on Andrew Luck for a little bit. Maybe make my season predictions for the NFL. Maybe the next episode I'll do some college predictions too. But man, let's hop right into this shit. Andrew Luck, man. The first thing I want to say, man, is big shout out to Andrew Luck, man. Big shout out to everybody, him and everybody like him. Barry Sanders, Megatron, who had the nuts to walk away from the game. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those few guys that didn't feel the pressure to play through injury, play until he couldn't no more. He went on record and said that, you know, since he's been in the league, he's had to deal with injury, rehab, pain, injury, rehab, pain. If you've ever played football before, you know exactly what the hell he's talking about. I can remember when I was playing college, man. A D lineman fell on my shoulder. I had a 2nd-degree separation of my shit, and it was just constant pain. I couldn't lift. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't function normally without having pain, man. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, well, he's a pro. He's getting paid millions. And yeah, I do agree. Being in the NFL and being a professional puts you on a different level, so you're expected to play through that pain. But shout out to Andrew Luck for saying, forget that, man. My well-being and my happiness is more important than my NFL football career. Somebody like Andrew Luck, a Stanford grad. I read it that he has his major in architecture. So somebody like him, he's not limited by football. He's not limited to football. He obviously has a life outside of the field, on and off the field. And he's just come to the point where he realized that the taxation on his body isn't worth, you know, being in pain for the rest of his life, being in agony for the rest of his life. So it's shocking to see a player of his caliber walk away from the game. I've never seen a quarterback of his caliber in his prime walk away from the game like that. So he's kind of setting a new precedent for the league. And I'm sure the league is shaking in their boots. Gronk just retired. You know what I mean? So these are prominent guys, prominent faces of the NFL that are like, fuck that, man. I don't need this. I don't need this. And I assume somebody like Andrew Luck, a Stanford grad, he was smart with his money. He probably he comes from a wealthy family, excuse me. So he probably didn't even spend too much of his NFL money. So again, he didn't feel that pressure to play until he couldn't anymore. He didn't feel that pressure to play through injury. So I've heard all the criticisms. He shouldn't walk away from his team. His teammates are dependent on him, and I see that. I get why the fans booed. Fan is short for fanatic. And to me, all fanatics are crazy. So I understand why they booed. I understand why some of his teammates might be upset with him. But at the end of the day, man, it's a professional league. And just like the teams will get rid of you when they feel like your time is up, if you feel like your time is up, out of there, man. Get up out of there and live your life. Because you don't want to be subjected to injury and pain the rest of your life for a game that you don't get full fulfillment from. You know what I mean? So shout out to Andrew Luck, man. No criticism coming from me from this way. I get why you did what you did. Keep your head up and don't let all these naysayers have any toll on obviously your decision and your life moving forward. I think he will be an example to a lot of players moving forward. Like, hey, ball out your first contract and don't spend no money in your first contract. Excuse me. Don't spend no money in your first contract. Stack. That way, when your second and third contract come around, you have the freedom to walk away. Everybody's criticizing Antonio Brown right now, but he realizes he's made his money. He's made a lot of money. And he's in a position where the team needs him more than he needs the team. And I love to see it. Now, the typical fan doesn't want the players to have power like this. They don't want the players to exude power like this. So the media will shine these guys in a negative light because they're waking up to the fact that they have a lot of power. And you know, the owners and management can only do so much when you're one of the best players at your position. In some of these cases, the franchise is at your mercy. It's not the other way around. So shout out to all these players that are waking up to their power and their capabilities to shake things up a little bit. Just to recap, Andrew Luck, man, I read today that in his first 4 years, he was sacked over 100 times, more than any other quarterback in that span. His shoulder was fucked up. He had a lacerated spleen. He had an abdominal surgery. And now he's dealing with this calf/ankle/upper leg injury that neither the GM or the owner know what's really going on. Hey, I don't blame him for walking away, and I completely understand the move. It makes sense to me. And in 6 months, nobody's even gonna be thinking about Andrew Luck. The game will move on. One of my coaches back in the day told me, he was like, Charles, if you're hurt, somebody else is gonna be ready to take your spot. And that's the reality of football. We can be disappointed that Andrew Luck won't be playing no more, but big shout out and a big good luck to Jacoby Brissett, man, because next guy up. Excuse me. And I want to see him do well. The Colts got a pretty good team, so I think Jacoby's got a chance to succeed. Now the reason he's been thrown into this position is up for debate, but a guy like him, you got to be ready for your opportunity, and I think he will be. He may not take them to the promised land like Andrew Luck was going to, but I think he'll do good things with the Colts. So again, man, don't knock Andrew Luck until you've been in his position, or you've been in a similar position before, where you have to play through agonizing pain. Please don't criticize him because you have no idea what he's going through. On another note, let's get on the NFL, man, real quick. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this episode short today, seeing as it's my first episode back in about 5-6 months. While I pull up this scheduling, man, the last episode I did was on Kaepernick. And I ruffled a few feathers, man. I had no idea I had the power to make so many people upset with a YouTube video, in my opinion. So shout out to everybody who's sensitive out there. If you're sensitive, you're not gonna like my content. NFL pops off Thursday. The Bears and the Packers jump it off. I don't really have no prediction about that game specifically, but I do want to give you guys just a quick prediction of who I think is going to win the divisions, who I think is going to win the conference championships. I'm not going to give you a Super Bowl winner yet because I ain't seen enough film yet of the upcoming season, obviously. But let's start in the AFC East. Obviously, the Patriots have been the cream of the crop in the league. But I do think the New York Jets are going to have a young, energetic team. I think Sam Darnold's still learning. So I think they'll push the Patriots this year. I think the Dolphins are trash. I think the Bills are trash. So I do think the Patriots are going to win the AFC East again. But watch out for the Jets, man. Maybe not this year, but in 2 or 3 years, the Jets is going to be nice. Let's go down to the AFC North. You got Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. Now, I like Baltimore. I really like Baltimore, but I do think that Antonio Brown had created a lot of issues for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I do think that Pittsburgh got the best defense in the AFC North, excuse me. So just a quick pick, man. I'm going to go with the Steelers to win the AFC North just because Big Ben got the experience. Like I said, I like Baltimore, but I don't know if Lamar's ready for the playoffs yet. Moving down to the AFC South, Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, obviously, Andrew Luck just retired. So the Colts could be trash. They could be. But I think they got a good squad. So I definitely think the Colts are going to be in contention. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to be in position. And I think the position, not contention, not position, excuse me. I think the Texans are going to be in contention as well. This is hard because I think Deshaun Watson is the better quarterback between him and Marcus Mariota, but I think the Titans are as stacked as they've been in a while. So I'm going to give the AFC South to the Tennessee Titans. I think Marcus Mariota has a rebound year. He has his best year. I hope he has a good year. I'm rooting for him. He was a baller. All right, let's take it down to the AFC West, man. The AFC West is competitive as shit. Oakland, Denver, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I think the Chiefs ain't going to miss a beat. I think the Chiefs is going to win at least 13 games this year. I think the Chargers aren't going to miss a beat. I think they're going to win at least 12 to 13 games this year. So obviously the division is going to come down to the head-to-head matchup between the Chiefs and the Chargers. I got to give it to the Chiefs, man. Patrick Mahomes is a motherfucking beast. I do think the Chargers can win the division, just like they did last year. Well, I might need to fact check myself on that, but I'm pretty sure the Chargers won the division last year. But I think Patrick Mahomes is too much to hold right now. Although I do think teams will have a lot of film on him this year, he's gonna be too much to hold. The boy nice, and you know they just signed LaShawn McCoy, so he got a new toy to play with now that Kareem Hunt's gone. But again, don't sleep on the Chargers because Phillip Rivers is back. I think that defense is going to be nasty. Joey Bosa's got to stay healthy. If Joey Bosa can stay healthy, I seen Derwin James is out for a little bit. He had surgery. But once Derwin James gets back, and if Joey Bosa can stay healthy, that defense is going to be a monster. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think the Chargers offense is going to miss a beat. They are always on point. Got to keep Keenan Allen healthy, though. Got to keep Keenan Allen healthy. Got to. All right, let's go down to the NFC. NFC East. The New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, the Washington Redskins, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Just off top, I'm going with the Eagles to win this division, man. Unless Zeke comes back. I think Zeke will come back. He's holding out right now. But he's not going to be in game shape when he gets back. And that's going to cost them a game or two. And that's going to cost them the division. Watch. I don't really see the NFC East being a super competitive conference. I think whoever wins, whether that be the Eagles or the Cowboys, I think they're going to run away with the division. Because the Redskins and the Giants are pretty trash. Let's go down to the NFC North. The Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, and the Lions. Like I said, the Bears and Packers jump off the season on this Thursday night. I do think the Bears again will have a good season, but I think this is going to be a major rebound year for Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, the boy A-Rod. Again, I think the Minnesota Vikings have a solid defense, but I don't think their quarterback play is going to allow them to really, really compete in that division. I'm saying it right now. Aaron Rodgers has a comeback phenomenal year, and Green Bay wins the division. Green Bay wins the NFC North. Taking it down to the NFC South. This is a no-brainer for me. But Tampa Bay, the Bucks, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and Atlanta Falcons. The Saints are going to win the division. 2 years ago, the Saints lost, I think, to the Vikings, like on the last play of the game in the playoffs. Stephon Diggs caught that touchdown pass. Last year, they lost to the Rams before the Super Bowl on that bullshit non-PI call. The Saints are hungry. The Saints are out for revenge. Sean Payton wants his cred. He's ready for his cred. And I think Drew Brees is ready to hang him up. But he's not going to hang him up until he gets one more ring. So the Saints are taking the NFC South. Lastly, the NFC West. You got the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Cardinals. Cardinals are trash. 49ers probably will be trash. Semi-trash. I think the Seahawks and the Rams will be the top, at the top of this division. But how could you bet against the Rams right now? How could you bet against the Rams? They got a young team, young active defense, young creative offense, and a young energetic coach. I do think the Seahawks will be better. You know, they just got Jadeveon, so their defense is going to be nasty again. But I just don't think Russell got enough weapons around him to really compete outside of the division. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson, he's definitely going to have to carry the Seahawks again this year. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I think Jared Goff, Gurley, that offense, Cooper Kupp's going to come back healthy. I think that offense is too potent to not win the division this year. So those are my division picks, man. I'm going to wrap it up on that because I think in future episodes we can get into playoff predictions and Super Bowl predictions. And I think I even want to get into, player award predictions. Who's going to win the MVP? Who's going to win Comeback Player of the Year? Who's going to win Rookie of the Year? We probably going to get into that next week or the next episode. But like I said, I wanted to keep this 8th episode short and sweet. First episode I've done in a while, but I'm rededicating myself back to this shit, man. I could talk sports with anybody, any day, all day. So, you know what I mean? It's not really work for me. It's something I really love to do. So, if you watch this video, if you like the video, man, hit that like button, hit the share button, share it on Facebook for your boy. Let everybody know what we doing. And I'm going to check y'all out next episode, man. That Real Shit Sports Talk. Appreciate y'all.